Hey, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we're going over the top 5 ways to stay lean. So in this video, we're going to go over my top 5 favorite ways to help you stay lean, assuming you've already lost all the weight that you need to lose. Now, if you haven't lost all the weight, these tips will be helpful to you, but they are even more helpful and applicable to you, assuming you've lost already the weight that you need to lose and you want to maintain that. So let's dive in. Tip number 1 is control your weight. Let's assume that you dieted down to 190 pounds and you're loving your figure. Well, here's the number 1 tip that I can help you with is you have to maintain a certain weight range in order to stay lean. Now, that seems like duh, but if you go over that, so let's say you went down to 190 and then you shoot back right on up to like 210, you're gonna look very different. So you have to control your weight. And one of the ways that you can best help yourself do that is simply to weigh yourself every day. And if you're within, let's say, a range of about 195 to 200, maybe it's a little bit lower, even slightly higher, because it's normal after you lose weight to gain back some water weight, and you should expect that. So you can expect a little bit of weight gain, but I want you to stay within a comfortable range. Don't shoot for a specific number, like say, I'm gonna make sure I maintain weighing 193 pounds. Well, you're obviously gonna go over that sometimes, so give yourself a healthy range and make sure you're staying with that, because as long as you're doing that and you're following these next tips, you're gonna stay lean. You're gonna stay lean for the rest of your life. Tip number 2 is measurements. So there's other measurements that I want you to be taking and or even photos that you can take. So what I'm talking about is circumference measurements, where you're taking like a measurement around your arm, or skin fold measurements where you're taking and pinching like an actual part of your body and the amount of body fat that's located within that. So if you're finding out what those numbers are and you're maintaining a certain range for those numbers as well, that's going to help you stay accountable and maintain your leanness. The other thing I want you to be doing is possibly even sending out your numbers, posting your information on social media, whether it could be even a picture where you're flexing, just to stay accountable and stay motivated to stay lean, because everybody can lose weight, but not everyone can keep it up. So I really want you to have as much motivation and accountability to maintain leanness after you lose weight. Now, tip number 3 is eat whole foods. So you may have lost weight with shakes, you may have gained weight using like protein shakes or having a lot of liquid calories, but in order to maintain leanness, because you're gonna get more hungry now, I want you to eat mostly whole foods. And what whole foods means is that instead of blending a banana and let's say like a spinach with protein, whey protein powder, you will eat that banana, you're gonna eat that spinach, and I want you to have a regular, real protein source that you actually eat. Could be chicken, seafood, pork, meat, whatever it is, but I don't want it to be real. I want you to have to chew things to get in all of your calories. So also, I want you to really emphasize getting in at least 8 combined servings of fruits and vegetables a day. Now, a fruit will typically weigh 140 grams. For those of you who are weighing things, look on the package to see what the serving size for your fruit is, and a vegetable will typically be about 85 grams if you happen to be weighing that. So if you're really not sure, you can always weigh it, but I want you to emphasize fruits and vegetables a lot, because the more you eat those, the more full you're gonna be, and they don't have as many calories as those of like grains or a lot of fats. And getting in healthy fats is supremely important, but I just want you to emphasize on the basics, which are gonna be whole food protein sources, vegetable sources, and fruit sources. If you're prioritizing that, then your chances of staying lean, staying full, are gonna be much better than if you're blending a ton of shakes, drinking a lot of alcohol, eating sweets, but then just trying to control your weight with that. The other thing is, if you have a little bit of alcohol or some sweets now and then, that's okay, but I want you to have the minimum amount that will actually satisfy you. So I'm not all for, you gotta be all in 100%, no cheating on your diet, whatever like that. No, we're not even talking about diets. We're just talking about eating healthy and making sure that you're getting in appropriate amounts for stuff that you might deem cheat foods that include alcohol, sweets, candies, going out to eat on stuff that you know has a ton of calories like lasagna or spaghetti or ice cream sundaes and such forth. Have the smallest amount that you can get satisfaction from, okay? So tip number 4 is get in regular exercise. Now, I have another video which I go through how much is too much exercise, and I want you to watch that video because that's going to give you the optimum amount of exercise that you should be doing, which totally applies to help maintaining your weight. The number one thing that you have to include in your exercise program though is strength training, because if you leave out your strength training, you're going to be losing muscle, and that will give the most definitive visual effect of a difference in your body that you want to maintain. You want to maintain looking lean and fit, and with strength training, you're going to maintain all your muscle to ensure that. Now, if you don't do strength training, you're going to lose some muscle, and I don't want that to happen to you. Now, along with strength training, I recommend at least 2 sessions a week. I want you to be doing some cardiovascular cardio sessions, typically at least 1 to 2 long distance, lower heart rate, 120 to 130 beats per minute minimum cardiovascular exercise, each for at least 20 to 30 minutes. So make sure that you're including some strength exercise, some cardiovascular exercise, which are going to help you burn calories, and then after that, you can throw in like circuits or high intensity training, or maybe even some sport training on top of that. Whatever you do is fine, but the basics have to be some resistance training and probably some low steady state cardio, which we typically all need. Now, the last tip is sleep. Sleep. Now, I'm not telling you you have to be sleeping 8 to 9 hours, but I am saying to you, you need to ensure you're getting as much sleep as you can given your lifestyle. And if that means 6 to 7 hours and you're super busy, that's great. Because 6 to 7 hours is way better than like 4 to 5 hours. The less sleep you have, the more your appetite's gonna go up. And not only that, the more your cravings will go up for crappier foods. So if you can get typically 8 to 9 hours sleep and maybe even a nap here and there, or consistently a nap in your schedule, then I definitely want you to do that. Take advantage of that, because getting enough sleep will make it so that you don't get excessive cravings, and that you have a normal appetite, and you have normal satiety levels or fullness levels. You get full, you feel that, you're done eating, you feel satisfied, finished. And I want to give you a few bonus tips that I feel maybe won't qualify in the top 5 range, but have been really helpful for me and my clients. One is making sure you're not eating after a certain period of the day. That could be 8 p.m. for some, 6 p.m. for others, 9 p.m. for others. But make sure that you have a rule and a defined time range that you know you can eat. And if you are going beyond that time frame, I don't want you to eat that. Another tip is tracking your calories to make sure you're not going above a certain amount is good. So let's say you ate 2,000 calories to drop down to 190 pounds. Well, I want you to up those calories a little bit because your metabolism is slowed down, but try to stay within a certain calorie range, and you can just track those calories. One of my favorite websites is MyFitnessPal still, which is really, really great for getting honest about what you really put into your body. So if you like this video, hit the subscribe button below. I'm happy to answer any questions. Thanks for watching.